We just throw a cutter, really good cutter here, 2-1. This is a really good lesson in my opinion for like younger guys, because I do this probably more than anyone in their career. This whole dynamic of like having a pitch that you want to throw and like trusting this pitch in your gut, and then having a catcher put down a different sign and you just being like, all right, here, let's go. We had this conversation, Carl and I, my catcher, in the dugout of this game. All right. So there's like this fine line of like agreeing to a pitch that maybe you are less convicted in because of like promoting more better rhythm and tempo, right? So we already stated that we couldn't really see the signs all too well, and there was a lot of like, what does that look like? Or there's a lot of shakes, or I throw 6-7 pitches as a starter, so it's obviously difficult to begin with. But there's this underlying issue of like, okay, I know I'm better when I have rhythm. I know I'm better when my tempo's, better. And, it's hard sometimes when you have this conviction in this pitch and you're shaking to get to this pitch that you want to throw. And then there's a time call, and then now your whole rhythm is kind of jacked up a little bit. So we had the conversation, which is a really good conversation. I should probably do more segments on this. Is the fine line of like, okay, when do you just like say yes to a pitch that maybe you're less convicted on, to help aid in the rhythm of the entire like game, right? So this is kind of what happens within this pitch. Let's say it's a 2-2 count. I wanted to throw another cutter. I wanted to do the exact same thing, honestly, as I just did the previous pitch, but he puts down a elevated fastball, and it was kind of just like, oh, that sounds good. Like, I guess, like, let's do it. Let's just throw an elevated fastball and strike him out. Well, instead of throwing an elevated fastball, I throw a fastball right down the middle, and it's a double, and the run scores. So, which is really frustrating, because like I'm just now starting to get like my bearings. I'm just now starting to get a feel for everything that we've kind of just been talking about, starting to get like a little bit of a rhythm, and I ended up giving up another run, which is the second run of the game in the third inning.